Hello, welcome to Foundation Friday, January 12th, 2018. Steve Sipress here. Another spectacular winter day here in sunny, beautiful Arizona as the sun begins to set and the purple and the orange and all the colors come out in the mountains in the distance. Let's get to today's rhino of the day. Every day I share another rhino out of my collection of well over 1,000 rhinos. This is the November pinup rhino from the Rhino Court calendar of 1995. It is a football playing, and it looks like a kind of a college football type of playing rhino, ready for action. I would not want to attempt to tackle a rhino running with the football. Man, a team of rhinos. I think I saw that on TV or a cartoon somewhere, like a rhino carrying a football. First of all, they likely put him at line, but be very smart. Rhinos run about 30 miles an hour, extremely fast, and good luck trying to tackle them unless you had an opposing team of all rhinos, or all elephants, or all men with huge hunting guns, or bombs, or tanks, or something like that. But I digress. Jim, welcome to Foundation Friday. A real quick and simple one today. It's a real-life story about an event I attended last night where I was cordially invited to attend a seminar, one of these lunch and learns, or in this case a dinner and learn, a spray and pray dinner and learn, where these couple of really nice guys who have their partners in a financial planning company, and I think from what I could discern last night at the dinner, there are others in their company. It's not just those two, but those are the two that partner up as employees in that company, as advisors that have decided to partner up years ago and do these dinners. I've done the same thing before myself with others, and I've done them solo. And I've helped plenty of clients make tons of money doing them. And they did a pretty good job, did the presentation, and then they served the dinner. I always recommend you do it in the other way. You invoke more reciprocity when you feed people first. Then they're in a better mood when they hear your presentation. William is here. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. And second of all, you can start the presentation when people are when they get served the entree, when they're kind of like into the dinner now. And so it saves time for everybody. But again, it also gets people in the good mood. They're eating food that you served and you bought for them while you're doing the presentation. On the other hand, experiencing what we did last night, where the presentation is first before the dinner, you have what had to be thoughts going through people's minds and through their stomachs of when is this going to end? When do we get the dinner ready? We're sitting here in a restaurant. You can hear people throughout the other end of the restaurant all clamoring plates and dishes. They're eating. You could probably, your eyes wander over there, see people eating dinners. You're wondering when this is going to be over. Your mind and your stomach are allowing you to drift a little bit, feeling hungry, feeling uncertain, not the right mood you want people in when they're seeing your presentation. Am I right? Well, my experience tells me I'm right. Donna's here. Great seeing you, Donna. And so, but here's where the big mistake was made. So they did the presentation. Well done. They were very interactive, very personal about it. They had some clients in which they recognized in the audience. We were sitting right across from a couple that were their clients, and they interacted. They asked questions, raise a hands, what's your situation, how's this, got good examples, made people laugh. Great presentation. Then they passed around the form, which was also well done, and fill out your information, and we'll gather that up, and then we'll have our meeting, and we'll personally go through all of this for you, and we'll make sure that you have your plan of your retirement and your income and your this and that. Great. I mean, this was an audience of all affluent, older people nearing or in retirement. That's the area I live in, and that's where the mailing was done to. People live in a certain value home, have a certain net worth, certain income, whatever it is. Hey, Alex, good seeing you. So these are the issues and the topics that all people at this stage are concerned with. Is the money going to run out? Before I do? And am I going to have enough income from my assets? Am I going to have to have enough money coming in that's safe, even if the market crashes like it does every tendency to do when like you're about to see now with the economy booming, that brings with it inflation, and so blah, 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 blah. Good presentation. Then they pass around the form, and they say, fill this out, and we'll have a meeting. We'll do your personal thing. And I get the form, and I say, I'm going to test them here. They, for some reason, had 2 boxes to check on the form, like, I want to have a personal meeting. Put down the, circle the day and time that's best for you, morning, evening, and what day of the week. And then the second thing was, I want to get your newsletter. And so I checked only the box, I want to get your newsletter. Let's see what they do. So one of the 2 guys, he comes by, and he goes, I'm, here to pick up the form, and he picks it up. Very smartly, he looks at it. This is a very smart one. He doesn't just pick it up and walk away and then look at it later, and after I'm already gone. Picks it up, he looks at me, he goes, and he does a really good job of this. He's as if he's shocked, look on his face as if he's never seen such a thing before, of somebody who doesn't check the box to want the personal meeting. That's the way you want to be. You want to put on your best Oscar-winning performance act of being shocked and amazed, of like, did you just not? Now it's hard. He didn't do that great. He didn't know what to say, because the box right under it I did check. So it's hard to ask, oh, did you not see the box? Because I also didn't circle the date and time. So just by nature of how they made the form, they make this acting shocked that I didn't request a time and a date to meet a little more difficult to pull off. But he still said, did you don't want to meet with us? Now that was very smart. You looked me in the eye. I just ate your dinner. And my wife, I had salmon, she had steak. We had a dinner. There was really bad food. It was a bad food at this place. Usually these golf courses, these country clubs have good dinners. For some reason, this food was terrible. But anyway, they just fed us. I didn't go there for the food, of course. And the question, don't you want to have a meeting? And I'm like, I got to talk to my wife about it. I was like, I got to think of some excuse to see how they're going to overcome this one and come back. And he came back with a really good response. He said, then I'll follow up with you. Why don't we'll call you tomorrow. And I said, that's great. Talk to you tomorrow. Okay, so number 1, got rid of him a little bit, pressure's off a little bit. Number 2, he'll follow up, and let's see, what now I get to see and report back to you guys, and especially get to implement it for my clients, where I do the work for them and make them a ton of money. And so I'm interested to see how they overcome it and what they do. And so he says, we'll call you tomorrow. Great. And he takes out a pen and he writes something on the form, which hopefully he wrote, call him tomorrow. And okay, and then they're cleaning up, and the dinner's over, and everyone's taken off. And so we are talking to this couple across from us until we look around and we notice there's only one other couple there. Well, 2 other couples. There's only one other group there. Out of like the 20 people that were there, we're the only ones left. We're like, oh, time to go, obviously. And they're powering down the projector and cleaning everything up. And so the couple that we're with, that's why we were there late, the other couple across from us that were their clients, say goodbye to the 2 guys. Hey, Josh and whatever. Hey, great, good seeing you. We'll see you on the whatever, where they're going to have their annual review, whatever, great. So now they're looking over at us instead of cleaning up their stuff. So naturally, I look over and, thank you very much. And again, what does the guy say to me again? Hey, and we'll follow up. We'll call you tomorrow. I'm like, right, that's great. So this is twice that he said, we'll call you tomorrow. Well, here it is. I waited to record this video. It is pretty much sundown, pretty much the end of the day. It's after 5 p.m. I know it's sometime after 5 o'clock here. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's 5-something here. And guess what? Hey, Lily, good seeing you. There is no call. Very disappointing. Hopefully they call on Monday. Maybe they call tomorrow. But hopefully they call on Monday, and I can report back that, in fact, they did follow up. But already, you see, some trust is broken, and especially in the world of being financial advisors. So I don't know what you do, but these days, trust is king in business. It's one of the main things. It's always been, but especially nowadays. I mean, there's all this stuff and all these polls you're going to see every day. If you look at the news or the papers or whatever, there's another poll all the time. Like, do you trust the media? No. Do you trust the government? No. Do you trust anybody? No. Like, nobody trusts anybody. Do you think they trust you? So you want to do everything you can to get trust, and you want to do as little as possible or nothing to break trust. So when you say, I'll call you tomorrow, hey, Lily says you missed Scottsdale. Well, here's a little 360 view there to maybe to rub it in, but to give you hopefully some warm reminders of what it's like here in the rough winters of getting through life here. And Phil, great seeing you. So that's about it. That's right. Lily says, without trust, no love. So trust is a big thing, especially these were strangers, and I met them, and they did what they said. They did their presentation, gave great information, fed us, but then they said twice, I'll call you tomorrow, and no call today. Now, hopefully they call on Monday, but in the back of the mind, there's got to be a thought of like, yeah, but they didn't call me today. I mean, how, again, they left us through the dinner, having us eat the dinner first, do the presentation first before the dinner. They left us with uncertainty through the entire presentation of when are they going to finish already so I can eat? How much longer is this going to go on? Now they left me with uncertainty all day today. And I started working at about 7-something a.m., which is typical out here, by the way, in the West Coast, because I got calls to make to New York and to the East Coast, Florida, that got to be made early in the day. And no call. So all day long, hey, are they going to call? Did they call? I have calls off and on. It was slammed with calls all day off and on. So I'm checking my voicemail. Did they call? No call. Still no call. No call. That's all that uncertainty. Now it'll go through Saturday, then it'll go through Sunday. Even if they call Monday, there's been days of uncertainty, lack of trust, lack of certainty, something you want to avoid. That's the foundational tip today. You want to follow through and do what you say. If you say, I'll call you, call them. I mean, it's very smart to not just say when I handed in the form and didn't check the box I want to meet for them to go, oh, you don't want to meet, goodbye. That's not smart. It's smart to say, we'll follow up. But then you say you'll follow up. Guess what? Follow up. Simple advice. And that's why they call it Foundation Friday. And let's check now. Lily is saying, do what God does. He only rewards faithful people. Well, I don't know everything God does, but that sounds like good advice. And Lily also says, qualified people first before you spend time for them. Qualified people first. Another good tip for another day. And that is true also, and I guess I mentioned that the people in the room were likely all qualified people of a certain net worth and a certain income and a certain stage in our lives where we are prime candidates for the advice and the help that these people give. But again, you want to follow up. You want to tell people you'll follow up. Very good. Plan to follow up. Say you'll follow up. But then do follow up. Even better, put systems into place to follow up. So they could have had me entered into an email system. Maybe already a thank you postcard went out, a handwritten note, but it should have also been a phone call. There should be, do as much automation as it can, but also do the personal touch. But by all means, if you say you're going to follow up, for crying out loud, people, follow up. And Kathleen is here. Great seeing you, too. So that's it for Foundation Friday. Lily, again, is saying, I'm sure many of them do not qualify. You give grace to them, letting them in. Okay. Not sure what any of that means, but I appreciate the comments and for everybody being here. And that'll do it for Foundation Friday. I'm going to take the hint from losing the light here. And thanks, everybody, for being here live and for all the comments and all the likes and all the shares and all that kind of stuff. And I will be back again tomorrow with Success Story Saturday. Always a fun day on Saturday and always a good motivational boost for your weekend to hear a success story of a fellow entrepreneur overcoming the odds and making it happen. And Rick is here. Good seeing you, too. So thanks, everybody. That'll do it as the sun sets in the west, as they say. And Steve is here, too. Welcome. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow on Success Story Saturday. Bye-bye. Thank you, Lily.